It's my channel, and I talk about bugs and books and lots of other stuff. It's my channel. Opalescence.
Every summer, a song rises above the rest to soothe our heat strokes and sunburns and play at every occasion. A song of the summer can be a song like Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter or Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift. Song of the summer has become a widespread term used to describe songs that have a large general popularity and that just feel like summer. And I made this video today to discuss what the song of the summer for 2025 is. As the summer of 2025 begins to come to a close, where I'm left asking, what is the song of the summer? And I made this video today to discuss it. Now, to begin trying to decide what song of the summer for 2025 is, we first need to establish some criteria for what actually makes something the song of the summer. So from my research, a song of the summer is an achievement ascribed to a popular song, usually a pop song that achieves a certain level of fame and widespread recognition. That was the criteria I found most useful, was just something with widespread recognition, considering there isn't really actual criteria. You can't just say, oh, what was number one on the Billboard for the longest amount of time during summer, because that, again, doesn't always fit what Song of the Summer actually is. The first instance of Song of the Summer being used can be traced back to 1923 with a song called Yes, We Have No Bananas. This song was a smash hit with the bootleggers and spinsters of the era selling almost 1 million copies within 3 months, which I know that we consider selling like 3 million copies in pre-orders to be like an achievement now, but this was a big achievement in the era, alright? The term then disappears, finding sparse use until the 1960s, when bands like the Beach Boys, with their summery vibes, began to bring the term back up into popularity. They had many popular songs, such as California Girls, spelled with an I. We're going to talk about the one spelled with a U later in the video, okay? Calm down. And Good Vibrations, along with summery albums called Surfing Safari, Surfing USA, Surfer Girl, and All Summer Long. These popular summer hits began to bring Song of the Summer back into the American lexicon. The term grew in the 80s and 90s, and in 1990, a music critic with the New York Times named Ann Powers began a bracket-style competition to crown the Song of the Summer. Billboard introduced the Song of the Summer chart in 2010, the first winner of that chart being California Girls, spelled with a U this time, by Katy Perry, being the first winner of that chart and being crowned one of the first songs of the summer. In 2013, MTV, at their Video Music Awards, introduced a new category of award called Song of the Summer. And from there, Song of the Summer became a popularly used term to describe popular songs during the summer or songs that just had a reign of dominance over the summer. After catching you up on all that history, that now brings me to my next segment, I guess. Is there a Song of the Summer? So in 2024, we had songs like Espresso becoming Song of the Summer, where Espresso just was so popular. It was everywhere. It was inescapable. After your Spotify playlist ends, it would instantly start playing, even if you didn't like it. So, in my adventure to see what the Song of the Summer for 2025 is, I went and I asked a few of my friends what they thought Song of the Summer was, and what they defined Song of the Summer as. And to be completely honest, everybody just talked to me about K-pop Demon Hunters. Which wasn't really the answer I was looking for, considering that's a whole movie, not really just a song. Now, when I asked my friends, one of the biggest definitions I got was just something that feels like summer, or something that is upbeat, or something that is happy. The number one answer I got from my survey was Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, which I already talked about kind of being a little bit iffy as to whether it's the Song of the Summer, just because it's a whole movie that has multiple songs, that some of which I think could also be considered Song of the Summer. However, again, Song of the Summer is an arbitrary definition, so there's nothing really saying that it can't come from a movie soundtrack. Other answers I got from my survey consisted of Eternity by Alex Warren, Ordinary by Alex Warren, Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Rays, Illegal by Pink Panthers, Mystical Magical by Benson Boone, Love Me Not by Raven Levine, I'm not really sure, and several others that all the ones that I listed I got about 2 answers for. The ones that I'm not going to list, I only had 1 or 2. I only had like one person tell me about. Now, because I'm a giant nerd, I'm going to go pull up all the statistics. So I went on Google search trends as well as Spotify streams. I didn't look at Apple Music, YouTube Music. I didn't look at any other streaming platforms. I just purely looked at Spotify. So for all the people who insist that Apple Music or Amazon Music is better, I'm so sorry. You're not getting statistics. Now, to disclaim, I did my research on the week of August 2nd, 2025. So by the time I finish editing, filming, uploading this, things may have changed. Streams probably will have increased. Google search trends could have increased. Things could have changed. So do take some of this with a grain of salt, because I'm researching very current topics that will be ever fluid and changing. Another song that wasn't mentioned in my survey but I decided to include in my research was Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter, since it has done relatively well in streaming, and I think we should consider it for Song of the Summer. Although I know Sabrina Carpenter has had a wave of backlash this summer for a variety of things, I still included it. Now I'm going to pull up all of my official research and read it off, because I'm not memorizing all of these numbers in my head. So for Google search trends, I just looked up when these searches hit their peak. So Ordinary hit peak searches on July 19th. So K-Pop Demon Hunters hit peak search terms on July 21st. Illegal by Pink Panthers hit peak search terms on August 2nd, which, to be completely clear, was the day that I collected this data, so editor Opal, you know what to do. Mystical Magical hit peak search terms on May 27th. Love Me Not hit peak search terms on June 29th. Man-Child hit peak search terms on June 6th. And another song that also wasn't really said to me more than once was Back to Friends by Somber, but I've seen it a lot just around, so I included it in my data as well. Hit peak search terms on July 6th. Now for Spotify streams. Also, be completely clear about my research, I listed the days which the songs were released, because if a song was released 2 months earlier, it's had 2 more months to accumulate streams, and therefore might have more streams than other songs. So Ordinary by Alex Warren has 824 million streams, was released on March 21st, and has been out for 136 days, and has amassed about 6 million streams per average on day. So K-Pop Demon Hunters, specifically the song Golden, for streaming information, has 238 million streams, was released May 2nd, has been out for 123 days, and has amassed about 1.9 million streams per day. Illegal by Pink Panthers has 81 million streams, was released April 18th off of Fancy That, which was a great album, objectively. I'm not biased at all. Has been out for 107 days, 757,000 streams on Spotify. Mystical Magical by Benson Boone has 178 million streams, was released May 24th, has been out for 71 days, and has had 2.5 million streams per day on average. Love Me Not by Raven Levine. I really don't know what her name is. I don't know how to pronounce it. I probably should have looked that up before filming, but I might just edit it in post. It has 416 million streams. It was released May 3rd. And let me say May 3rd, 2024. So it's already been out for a full year. It has been out for 456 days. And has amassed about 390,000 streams. Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter has 240 million streams. Was released June 5th. Has been out for 59 days. And has amassed about 4 million streams per day. Back to Friends by Somber has amassed 565 million streams. Was released March 15th. Has been out for 142 days and has amassed about 3.9 million streams per day. Also, for fun, while doing this research, I asked various AI chatbots what they thought the song of the summer was, and almost all of them said Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter. So, take that with a grain of salt, I guess. So to conclude with my opinion, I believe that Song of the Summer is Ordinary by Alex Warren, just based off of streaming, like use on social media, and overall just the personal opinions from many people I heard from. I think it is. And again, Song of the Summer is an objective thing. You can have your own you can have your own personal opinion. And I mean, a lot of people also just have their own personal song of the summer, just the song that they think best fits their own summer. And when I did my survey, that was an answer I got a lot of. For example, when someone did tell me Walking on Sunshine by Catherine and the Waves, that song wasn't released this year. That song was released quite a while ago. But it can still be considered someone's song of the summer, simply just because it's what they ascribe to their own summer. Or someone told me Boy Is Mine by Ariana Grande. That song was released last